Welcome to the video book summary of Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. This book was published in 2007 and weighing 128 pages. Eat That Frog shows you how to zero in on those critical tasks and organize your day. You'll not only get more done faster, but get the right things done. Brian Tracy cuts to the core of what is vital to effective personal time management: decision, discipline, and determination. He reminds us the purpose of time management skills of eating that frog and getting more done in less time is to enable you to spend more face time with the people you care about, doing the things that give you the greatest amount of joy in life. The book is available on Amazon with the link in the description if you like what you hear. So without further ado, I bring you the book summary of Eat That Frog. A little bit about the author Brian Tracy. Born January 5th, 1944 in Canada, is a motivational public speaker and self-development author. Brian Tracy has consulted for more than 1,000 companies and addressed more than 5 million people in 5,000 talks and seminars throughout the US, Canada, and 70 other countries worldwide. As a keynote speaker and seminar leader, he's addressed more than 250,000 people each year. He is the top-selling author of over 70 books. He has written and produced more than 300 audio and video learning programs, and he travels around the world and speaks 4 languages. The book summary of Eat That Frog. Introduction. You cannot teach a person something that he does not already know. You can only bring about what he does know to his awareness. Galileo. When you learn methods and techniques, apply them over and over until they become habits. You will alter the course of your life in a very positive way. I realized that I could change my life and achieve almost any goal I could set for myself if I just found out what others were doing in that area and then did it myself until I got the same result. The ability to concentrate single-mindedly on your most important task, to do it well and to finish it completely, is the key to great success, achievement, respect, status, and happiness in life. The key to success is action. These principles work to bring about fast, predictable improvements in performance and results. It's an important task at each moment, and then to start on that task and get it done both quickly and well will probably have more of an impact on your success than any other quality or skill you can develop. If you have 2 important tasks before you, start with the biggest, hardest, and most important task first. Discipline yourself to begin immediately and then persist until the task is complete before you go on to something else. The key to reaching higher levels of performance and productivity is for you to develop the lifelong habit of tackling your major task first thing each morning. You must develop the routine of eating your frog before you do anything else and without taking too much time to think about it. Become action-orientated. Successful and effective people are those who launch directly into the major tasks and then discipline themselves to work steadily and single-mindedly until those tasks are complete. You are paid and promoted for getting specific, measurable results. You're paid for making a valuable contribution, especially for making the contribution that is expected of you. Failure to execute is one of the biggest problems in organizations today. Many people confuse activity with accomplishment. Fully 95% of your success in life and work will be determined by the kind of habits you develop over time. The habit of setting priorities, overcoming procrastination, and getting on with your most important task is a mental and physical skill. Important task completion triggers the release of endorphins in your brain. These endorphins give you a natural high. The endorphin rush that follows successful completion of any tasks makes you feel more creative and confident. One of the keys to living a wonderful life, having a successful career, and feeling terrific about yourself is for you to develop the habit of starting and finishing important jobs. You need 3 key qualities to develop the habit of focus and concentration. They are all learnable. They are decision, discipline, and determination. Your mental picture of yourself has a powerful effect on your behavior. Visualize yourself as the person you intend to be in the future. Your self-image, the way you see yourself on the inside, largely determines your performance on the outside. The person you see is the person you will be. Chapter 1, Set the Table. There is one quality that one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose. The knowledge of what one wants and a burning desire to achieve it. Before you determine your frog and how to get on with eating it, you have to decide exactly what it is you want to accomplish in each area of your life. Clarity is the most important concept in personal productivity. Here's a great rule for success. Think on paper. Only about 3% of adults have clear written goals. One of the very worst uses of time is to do something very well that need not be done at all. Step number 1, decide exactly what you want. Step number 2, write it down. Think on paper. When you write your goal down, you crystallize it and give it tangible form. Step number 3, set a deadline on your goal. A goal or decision without a deadline has no urgency. It has no real beginning or end. Without a definite deadline accompanied by the assignment or an acceptance of specific responsibilities for completion, you will naturally procrastinate and get very little done. Step number 4, make a list of everything that you think of that you are going to have to do to achieve your goal. And step number 5, organize the list into a plan. Step number 6, take action on your plan immediately. Step number 7, resolve to do something every single day that moves you towards your major goal. Keep pushing forward. Once you start moving, keep going. Do not stop. Clear written goals have a wonderful effect on your thinking. They motivate you and galvanize you into action. Goals are the fuel in the furnace of achievement. Chapter 2, plan every day in advance. Planning is bringing the future into the present so you can do something about it now. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Your mind, your ability to think, plan, and decide is your most powerful tool for overcoming procrastination and increasing your productivity. Action without planning is the cause of every failure. The 6P formula, it says, proper prior planning prevents poor performance. This discipline of systematic time planning can be very helpful to you. Chapter 3, apply the 80-20 rule to everything. We always have time enough if we will but use it all right. Often, one item on the list of 10 things that you have to do can be worth more than all the other 9 items put together. This task is invariably the frog that you should eat first. The most valuable tasks you can do each day are often the hardest and most complex, but the payoff and reward for completing these tasks efficiently can be tremendous. Before you begin work, always ask yourself, is this task in the top 20% of my activities or in the bottom 80%? Resist the temptation to clear up the small things first. Remember, whatever you choose to do over and over eventually becomes a habit that is hard to break. Time management is really life management, personal management. It is really taking control over the sequence of events. Time management is control over what you do next, and you are always free to choose the task that you will do next. Your ability to choose between the important and unimportant is the key determinant of your success in life and work. Resolve today that you're going to spend more and more time working in those few areas that can really make a difference in your life and career, and less time on lower value activities. Chapter 4, consider the consequences. Every man has become great. Every successful man has succeeded in proportion as he has confined his powers to one particular channel. Your attitude towards time, your time horizon, has an enormous impact on your behavior and choices. Long-term thinking improves short-term decision making. Successful people have a clear future orientation. What are the potential consequences of doing or not doing this task? Future intent influences and often determines present actions. Failures to do what is tension relieving, while winners do what is goal achieving. Motivation requires motive. Thinking continually about potential consequences of your choices, decisions, and behaviors is one of the very best ways to determine your true priorities in your work and personal life. What one skill, if I developed and did it in an excellent fashion, would have the greatest positive impact on my career? Concentration, in its truest unadulterated form, means the ability to focus the mind on one single solitary thing. There is never enough time to do everything, but there is always enough time to do the most important thing. What are my highest value activities? What can I and only I do that, if done well, will make a real difference? What is the most valuable use of my time right now? The things that matter most must never be at the mercy of the things that matter least. Just begin and the mind grows heated. Continue and the task will be completed. Chapter 5. Practice creative procrastination. Make time for getting big tasks done every day. Plan your daily workload in advance. Single out the relatively few small jobs that absolutely must be done immediately in the morning. Then go directly to the big tasks and pursue them to completion. Creative procrastination is one of the most effective of all personal performance techniques. It can change your life. Procrastinate on small tasks. Put off eating smaller or less ugly frogs. Eat the biggest and ugliest frogs before anything else. Do the worst first. Decide today to procrastinate on low-value activities. Decide to procrastinate. Outsource, delegate, and eliminate those activities that don't make much of a contribution to your life in any case. Get rid of the tadpoles and focus on the frogs. You can only get your time and your life under control to the degree to which you discontinue lower value activities. Continually review your life and work to find those time-consuming tasks and activities that you abandon with no real loss. Cut down on television watching and spend the time saved with your family or reading or exercising or doing something that enhances the quality of your life. Chapter 6. Use the ABCDE method continually. The first law of success is concentration. To bend all energies to one point and to go directly to that point, looking neither right or left. Think on paper. The power of this technique lies in its simplicity. Here's how it works. You start with a list of everything you have to do for the coming day. Think on paper. You then place an A, B, C, D, or E before each item on the list before you begin the first task. An A item is defined as something that is very important. This is something you must do. These are the frogs of your life. If you have more than one A, you prioritize the tasks by writing A1, A2, or A3, and so on in front of each item. Your A1 tasks is your biggest, ugliest frog of all. A B item is defined as a task that you should do, but it only has mild consequences. These are the tadpoles of your work life. The rule is that you should never do a B task when there is an A task left undone. You should never be distracted by a tadpole when there is a big frog sitting there waiting to be eaten. A C task is defined as something that you would be nice to do, but for which has no consequence at all, whether you do it or not. And a D task is defined as something you can delegate to someone else. An E task is defined as something that you can eliminate altogether and it won't make any real difference. After you apply the ABCDE method to your list, you will now be completely organized and ready to get the most important things done faster. Chapter 7. Focus on key result areas. When every physical and mental resource is focused, one's power to solve a problem multiplies tremendously. Norman Vincent Peale. You have been hired to get specific results. A wage or salary is a payment for a specific quality and quantity of work that can be combined with the work of others to create a product or service that customers are willing to pay for. It is the quality of time at work that counts and the quantity of time at home that matters. Prepare thoroughly before you begin. Chapter 9. Prepare thoroughly before you begin. No matter what your level of ability, you have more potential than you can ever develop in a lifetime. It is amazing how many books never get written, how many degrees never get completed, how many life-changing tasks never get started because people fail to take the first step of preparing everything in advance. The sad fact is that almost done probably meant not yet started. Don't let this happen to you. Do the thing you fear. Wayne Gretzky said that you miss every shot you don't take. Say to yourself, let's get to work and plunge in. Once you've started, keep going until the job is finished. Chapter 10. Take it one oil barrel at a time. Persons with comparatively moderate powers will accomplish much if they apply themselves wholly and indefatigably to one thing at a time. By the yard it's hard, but inch by inch anything's a cinch. Confucius wrote that a journey of 1,000 leagues begins with a single step. Chapter 11. Upgrade your key skills. The only certain means of success is to render more and better service than is expected of you, no matter what your task may be. Continually upgrade your skills in your key result areas. If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. Continuous learning is the minimum requirement for success in any field. Refuse to allow a weakness or a lack of ability in any area to hold you back. Everything is learnable, and what others have learned, you can learn as well. The best news is that you can learn whatever skills you need to be more productive and more effective. Get up a little earlier in the morning and read for 30 to 60 minutes in a book or magazine that contains information that can help you be more effective and productive at what you do. Dedicate yourself to becoming one of the most knowledgeable and competent people in your field. Listen to audio programs in your car. Turn driving time into learning time. And resolve today to become a do-it-to-yourself project. Become a lifelong student of your craft. School is never out for the professional. And Chapter 12, leverage your special talents. Do your work. Not just your work and some more, but a little bit more for the lavishing's sake. That little bit more is worth all the rest. Your most valuable asset in terms of cash flow is your earning ability. Identify your key constraints. Chapter 13, identify your key constraints. Concentrate all your thoughts on the task at hand. The sun's rays do not burn until brought to a focus. Identify your most important goal in life today. What is it? What one goal, if you have achieved it, would have the greatest positive impact on your life? What one career accomplishment would have the greatest positive impact on your work life? Once you are clear about your major goal, ask yourself, what sets the speed at which I accomplish this goal? Why don't I have it already? What is it in me that is holding me back? Whatever your answers, take action immediately. Do something, do anything but get started. One of the best ways to overcome procrastination is for you to get your mind off the huge task in front of you and focus on a single action that you can take. A journey of 1,000 leagues begins with a single step. In the same way, you can accomplish the biggest task in your life by disciplining yourself to take it just one step at a time. Leap and the net will appear. Financial independence is achieved saving a little bit of money every single month. Year after year, health and fitness are accomplished by just eating a little less and exercising a little more, day after day and month after month. Chapter 14, put the pressure on yourself. The first requisite for success is to apply your physical and mental energies to one problem incessantly without growing weary. Only about 2% can work entirely without supervision. We call these people leaders. Your self-esteem, the core of your personality, has been defined by the psychologist Nathaniel Branden as your reputation with yourself. You build up or pull down your reputation with yourself with everything you do or fail to do. Successful people continually put the pressure on themselves to perform at higher levels. Unsuccessful people have to be instructed and supervised and pressured by others. Set deadlines and sub-deadlines on every task and actively create your own forcing system. One of the most important requirements for being happy and productive is for you to guard and nurture your energy levels at all times. Chapter 15, maximize your personal powers. Gather in your resources, rally all your faculties, marshal all your energies, and focus all your capacities upon mastery at least one field of endeavor. When you're fully rested, you can get 2 times, 3 times, 5 times as much done as when you were tired out. Your body is like a machine that uses food, water, and rest to generate energy that you then use to accomplish important tasks in your life and work. Chapter 16, motivate yourself into action. It is in the compelling zest of high achievement and of victory and of creative action that man finds his supreme joys. To keep yourself motivated, you must resolve to become a complete optimist. In study after study, psychologists have determined that optimism is the most important quality you can develop for personal and professional success and happiness. When people ask you how you are, always tell them, I feel terrific. It's been said that you should never share your problems with others because 80% of people don't care about your problems anyway, and the other 20% are kind of glad that you had them in the first place. Control your thoughts. Remember, you become what you think about most of the time. Keep your mind positively by accepting complete responsibility for yourself and for everything that happens to you. Chapter 17, get out of the technological time sinks. There is more to life than just increasing its speed. Gandhi. Fully 80% of the emails that you receive are of no value and should not even be opened. They should be deleted immediately. Of the remaining 20%, only 20% of those, or 4% of your emails, actually require an immediate response of some kind. The other 16% can be ignored temporarily or transferred to an action folder where they can be dealt with one at a time. One of the best rules in dealing with time, people, and technology is to just leave things off. Resist the urge to start turning on communication devices as soon as you wake up in the morning. Deliberately create zones of silence in your life where no one and nothing can break through and reach you. Maintain your inner calm by forcing yourself to stop on a regular basis and listen to the silence. Sometimes to get more done of higher value, you have to stop doing things of lower value. Chapter 18, Slice and Dice the Task. The beginning of a habit is like an invisible thread, but every time we repeat the act, we strengthen the strand. Add it to another filament until it becomes a great cable and binds us irreversibly in thought and act. Eat the frog. Put these techniques into action immediately. Take a large, complex, multitask job that you've been putting off and either salami slice it or Swiss cheese it to get started. Chapter 19, Create large chunks of time. Nothing can add more power to your life than concentrating all your energies on a limited set of targets. One of the best work habits of all is for you to get up early and work at home in the morning for several hours. Remember, the pyramids were built one block at a time. A great life and a great career is built one task and often one part of a task at a time. Chapter 20, Develop a sense of urgency. Do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go along. Highly productive people take the time to think, plan, and set priorities. They then launch quickly and strongly towards the goals and objectives. You take action rather than talking continually about what you are going to do. Fast tempo seems to go hand in hand with all great success. Developing this tempo requires you to start moving and keep moving at a steady rate. When you become an action-orientated person, you activate the momentum principle of success. This principle says that although it might take a tremendous amount of energy to overcome inertia and get going initially, it then takes far less energy to keep going. Chapter 21, Single-handle every task. Every great achievement of mankind has been preceded by a long period of hard, concentrated work until the job was done. The ability to make yourself do what you should do, when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. Success in any area requires tons of discipline. Self-discipline, self-mastery, and self-control are the basic building blocks of character and high performance. Starting a high-priority task and persisting with that task until it is 100% complete is a true test of your character, your willpower, and your resolve. Persistence is actually self-discipline in action. Here is a summary of the 21 great ways to stop procrastinating and get more things done faster. Review these rules and principles regularly until they become firmly ingrained in your thinking and actions, and your future will be guaranteed. Number 1, set the table. Decide exactly what you want. Clarity is essential. Write out your goals and objectives before you begin. Number 2, plan every day in advance. Think on paper. Every minute you spend in planning, you can save 5 or 10 minutes in execution. And number 3, apply the 80-20 rule to everything. 20% of your activities will account for 80% of your results. Always concentrate your efforts on the top 20%. Number 4, consider the consequences. Your most important tasks and priorities are those you can have the most serious consequences, positive or negative, on your life or your work. Focus on these above all else. And number 5, practice the ABCDE method continually. Before you begin work on a list of tasks, take a moment to organize them by value and priority so you can be sure on working on the most important activities. Number 6, focus on key result areas. Identify and determine those results that you absolutely positively have to get done to do your job well, and work on them all day long. Number 7, the law of focused efficiency. There is never enough time to do everything, but there is always enough time to do the most important things. What are they? And number 8, prepare thoroughly before you begin. Proper prior preparation prevents poor performance. Number 9, do your homework. The more knowledgeable and skilled you become at your key tasks, the faster you start them and the sooner you get them done. Number 10, leverage your special talents. Determine exactly what it is that you are very good at doing, or could be very good at doing, and throw your whole heart into doing those specific things very, very well. And number 11, identify your key constraints. Determine the bottlenecks or choke points internally or externally that set the speed at which you achieve your most important goals and focus on alleviating them. And number 12, take it one oil barrel at a time. You can accomplish the biggest and most complicated job if you just complete it one step at a time. Number 13, put the pressure on yourself. Imagine that you have to leave town for a month and work as if you had to get all your major tasks completed before you left. And number 14, maximize your personal powers. Identify your periods of highest mental and physical energy each day and structure your most important and demanding tasks around them. Get lots of rest so that you can perform at your best. And number 15, motivate yourself into action. Be your own cheerleader. Look for the good in every situation. Focus on the solution rather than the problem. Always be optimistic and constructive. Number 16, practice creative procrastination. Since you can't do everything, you must learn to deliberately put off those tasks that are low value so you have enough time to do the things that really count. And 17, do the most difficult thing first. Begin each day with the most difficult task, the one that you can make the greatest contribution to yourself and your work, and resolve to stay at it until it's complete. And number 18, slice and dice the task. Break large, complex tasks down into bite-sized pieces and then just do one small part of the task to get started. And number 19, create large chunks of time. Organize your days around large blocks of time where you can concentrate for extended periods on your most important tasks. And 20, develop a sense of urgency. Make a habit of moving fast on your key tasks. Become known as a person who does things quickly and well. And last but not least, number 21, single-handle every task. Set clear priorities, start immediately on your most important task, and then work without stopping until the job is 100% complete. This is the real key to high performance and maximum personal productivity. Make a decision to practice these principles every day until they become second nature to you. With these habits of personal management as a permanent part of your personality, your future will be unlimited. And last, just do it. Eat that frog. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. Look back on our channel for previous video book summaries and subscribe now to our channel for future books. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, #BestBookBits. If you liked the video and want to buy the book, highly recommended, click the link in the video description to purchase from Amazon. Thanks for watching and I hope you learned a thing or two. Have a great day.